Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading for the week of October 26th through November 1st. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunities, new cash flow opportunities, new steps to be taken, new seeds to plant. I feel like you're in a time in your life right now where you're kind of, you have a lot of good ideas. It's time to get one of them in the ground. You know, it's time to really take a concrete step for something specific. Yeah. I feel like a lot of you are getting, kind of almost like feeling the pressure, like something, we need to take that step, like something needs to be done, we have to get the ball rolling somewhere. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, and let's see what is rolling. Here we have a 7. Okay, yeah, so I see already. There's a step that needs to be taken, but there might be a little bit of doubt, there might be a little bit of criticism, a little bit of kind of like an internal self-criticism, We have a Princess of Cups here. We have a 3 of Swords. We got the Ace of Wands, another ace. So there really is this good idea that needs to be grounded. It needs to be brought into a very concrete, practical realm. We got to be bold. You got to be courageous. Okay, with that 2 of Wands, here we have an 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords, the Hermit, and a 4 of Cups. Wow. Okay, well, I apologize in advance for how intense this reading is going to be. We got some challenges, yeah, but these cards are not bad cards. There are no bad cards in the tarot. They might be challenges. Every card has light and shadow, okay? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're just going to set this down right over here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down beneath the video, all right? Now, as we look around the room here, we see just the one major, the Hermit, okay? And that's kind of in the position of the fear, worry, and concern. Maybe it's just that we kind of fear isolation. Maybe there's like this idea that kind of we're alone in this, that whatever happens, we're dealing with it by ourselves, okay? There may be a need for you right now to really block out some of the noise in life, especially when we're kind of looking at that 7 of Swords and the criticism. Maybe there are differing opinions. Maybe other people are kind of acting a little bit too familiar and giving you their advice when you didn't ask for it. The Hermit might really be saying that, look, you've got to be able to look inside and see what your own answer is, and be able to block out the noise of everybody else and really understand what is your opinion. What is it that you want to do? Okay. So that's our only major. Then, of course, we have fire and fire. We've got water, water, water. We've got air, 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 and a little bit of earth. So this little bit of earth is saying that we need to take that step in money, in health, in home, in progress, right? This is a concrete step. It may be really like you're considering a fresh start. For some of you, this is going to be a new opportunity or that fresh start in money or work or even health matters, okay? This is, planting that small seed, taking that first steady step toward the long-term success. It's the beginning of something, okay? Focus on what's real and what's practical and what you can do right now to push something forward. What is the next step you can take? Okay, whether this is a new beginning, a fresh start, or whether this is like just kind of the next step in the journey. Focus on something real and practical, that concrete step. Progress over perfection, one step forward, is going to start compounding into momentum, okay? This might be an opportunity that's knocking on your door. Pay attention. If it's a small door that's opening, it could be a job offer, it could be a purchase, it could be a new habit or something like that, that's going to bring growth, okay? Take care of your body, definitely. This is the only earth card that we have, so it's going to have to serve a lot of purposes, right? So this is definitely your physical health, but I think also in terms of your finances and in terms of your home or your sort of your human life path, you know? Grounded effort is going to plant that seed for prosperity. So whether it's, you know, a new habit, a new job, if it's that opportunity that's knocking, that small door that's opening, I feel like there's some hesitation here, okay? 7 of Swords. There's some resistance. That this is maybe some scattered thoughts. Okay, it's time to refocus. This maybe you've been doubting yourself. Okay, you know more than you think, Libra. Your opinion matters, your beliefs, your values, your ideas matter, and you are smart enough and you are capable of figuring this out. You don't need anybody else's advice or opinions. It's okay to be open to the opinions and the advice of others, but at the end of the day, you've got to be the hermit. You've got to close your eyes, you got to quiet down your mind, and you can think, what am I really going to do? We could take in all the data from all the other places, but the hermit has to decide, what do I want to do? Because I feel like you're the one that's making the decision here, okay? When you track the evidence, when you start making the connections in your own mind, I feel like your doubt's going to go away, okay? Other people right now may be wasting your time, so set boundaries, okay? Sometimes this is like you're trying to focus on one particular thing, that central sword, right, the Ace of Swords, but all these other little daggers keep coming in. It's kind of like you're trying to set your mind down and get to work on one particular, you're trying to concentrate. But the phone rings, the dog barks, someone knocks at the door, you know, someone's coming in to ask you another question. It's just like sometimes you just need to clear a space and say, do not disturb. To me, that's what this is the do not disturb card. So it could be that people are wasting your time, whether on purpose or not. You're getting distracted from taking that step you need to take, or for even coming to the decision that says, I'm going to take that step. This is what I'm doing. I'm taking this step right now. Boom, we take the step. But that's blocking you, right? So it's distraction, it's confusion, it's self-doubt, it's other opinions, other voices, it's signal-to-noise ratio. Too much noise, and it distracts us from the signal, okay? So be aware of anybody that's kind of taking up a lot of your time, and you might want to be very polite and listen to their stories and stuff, but at some point you have to say, okay, I got to go now, okay? Think twice before trusting in any kind of gossip or rumors, especially, okay? Because that seems like it's going to be kind of a waste of time too. Organize your ideas. Clear your mind, find the certainty, find your concentration, and then take that step. I want the mystery card to be the Ace of Swords, because that's what this card is. It's the Ace of Swords with too much noise around it. Organize your ideas. Okay, once you calm down, you're going to get that clever solution. Okay, I think your confidence is going to end any kind of confusion that you may be experiencing right now. Okay, and this could be, again, it could be criticism coming from outside, the haters, the naysayers. This could also be doubts coming from inside. I'm not sure what I want. Maybe one thing leads to the other. We listen to the opinions of others, and we start to believe those opinions. We need to stop all of this, Libra, and figure out what you really believe. Now, down beneath the surface, you got to be sure of what you really feel, too. Princess of Cups, sensitivity. So I feel like your emotions are very, very sensitive to those opinions of other people. This is a week where the things that other people do and say are really going to affect you emotionally. That's going to be a difficulty. So limit your exposure to other people's bad vibes, because you don't want to absorb that. This is a time where your aura is very open and very sensitive. And don't let that incoming, taking it personally kind of thing, right? Don't let the negativity of others seep in and in subtle ways or very obvious ways start influencing our decisions or guiding your actions. Okay? Focus on positive emotional energy, kindness, love, people that are supportive of you, people that can give you their opinions and that can give you constructive criticism. But again, be very careful with that, because you're in an energetic state right now that could take it personally. Okay? Again, with gossip and rumors, all that stuff, stay away from all of that. Protect your emotional energy. Some of you might be in for a very pleasant gesture or message of affection. I feel like there is kindness that's coming in. Okay? This is a card that's saying trust your intuition. Okay? And to do that, you got to turn down the noise, right? We need signal to noise ratio. You have to be a little bit hermit mode so that you can hear the voice of your intuition. This may be a good week for some of you to take that step, that bold, confident, and brave step to express your emotions. See, this card's under the surface as well. I feel like there is some kind of art, or whether it's music or some sort of emotional communication that wants to be expressed. It wants to emerge from within your soul, okay? So it's going to require clarity, and it's going to require that you take the bold, necessary actions, that you allow, when this is your song, you need to sing it, and it's going to require your courage and your boldness. Okay, so express your emotions. And also pay attention to your dreams, daydreams, fantasies, because they're really going to show you the possibilities. Okay? And you don't have to share your dreams or daydreams or fantasies with anybody, especially if their response is going to make you feel some type of way. You can keep it to yourself. But explore those, because they're going to let you know everything that's that your heart wants, everything that your soul is desiring, and kind of lead you toward what that next step in your life needs to be. Okay? Be open to love in unexpected forms. Kind of the fish in the percolator. Something you're not expecting, but it's there, and you might as well find out what it's up, what's up with it, what it's doing there. Tenderness with yourself. Okay, protecting that kind of, in a way, protecting the inner child. Yeah. Let's talk about the Three of Swords here, because I feel that there's something deeper going on with something from the past, okay? And maybe an old pain or old disappointment that's sort of surfacing now, or something that's being kind of triggered by the current opinions or criticisms of others. You might be taking it very personally now. You might be overly sensitive to the opinions of others now because of something that it's reminding you of from the past. Okay, maybe something from childhood or a past kind of experience of that kind of criticism or something along those lines. So be aware of that. Okay. Sometimes healing the past means that you have to sort of reparent your inner child. Okay, so we have that Princess of Swords here, or the Princess of Cups, excuse me. And the Three of Swords is kind of like there's a history there of something, Give yourself now what you needed back then. Okay. This could be, even for some of you, a recent breakup or loss, or even like a misunderstanding that's kind of allowed you to move on from something. Okay. And so I kind of feel that there's something that's being cleared up for you right now, for a lot of you. Especially, yeah, I mean, look at this. Again, I apologize for how intense this is now. We have that Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups. I feel like a lot of you are finally able to walk away from something that you may have been very confused about or very hurt by, and now it's either that you're realizing that you don't care what the explanation is, or that you're satisfied with how you're interpreting the events and you don't even need to talk about it anymore. That's kind of like we're moving past that stage where we want to know what happened, if that makes sense for you. Okay? Give yourself permission to cry, to let it out. Don't keep it bottled up. Write it down. Okay, whatever this is, kind of work on processing that. Okay? This is a healing energy. You got to be very honest about what this was and how you feel. Don't blame yourself for things that you can't control. This week, anything that you can release is going to help to bring you more clarity about how you need to move forward, and what the next steps are for you, and what the possibilities are. The universe is yours. The world is out there for you. We've got to be able to take a step beyond this. And again, this kind of mental, emotional energy is preventing you from taking the next step that you know you need to take. And maybe this is you beginning again, or taking that new job. Maybe this is the job loss. Maybe this is you want to take this new job, but there's some very critical energy that's kind of telling you that you're not good enough for that job, okay? Or that you're not going to be able to do it, and all that kind of nonsense, okay? Release this energy so that you can take this next step, because this is going to be very, very good for you. That Ace of Pentacles being either the step toward health and healing and well-being, the step toward prosperity, financial prosperity, the new job, the new creative energy, or if it's even you taking your inner child and singing the song or doing the dance, creating the thing that you've wanted to create. Has to do with our Ace of Wands. This is that creative fire, a spark of energy. Right? It wants to light up your week. This is that impulse that we feel where you want to start something new and something exciting. You want to say yes to it. You want to start that new idea or that project or like that thing that makes you feel alive, but actually doing it, taking the concrete step, we get that Seven of Swords that's kind of blocking us. It's like what's blocking you now? It's kind of like you have the Ace and the Ace, right? Yeah, I kind of feel like the Seven of Swords is right in between there, preventing that fire from getting to earth. Fire and earth is that spiritual electrical circuit of creation. The fire is the impulse, the desire, the inspiration. I want to do it. And earth is, of course, the manifestation of that impulse. Okay, above and below. Taking the concrete step, making it real and tangible. In between that, right, from fire to earth, is the human heart and mind. And the human heart and mind, the swords and the cups, can interfere with that process of manifestation, that electrical circuit of creation. And right now, that's what we have. It's not necessarily the emotional energy that's blocking things, but it's more, it's more the beliefs. Okay. So we kind of have the doubt and the uncertainty or the confusion and the connection with the past. That's kind of, making us feel very emotionally sensitive, kind of taking things personally. It's preventing us from having this really wonderful spark of an idea and bringing it down to the realm of earth. We've got to overcome the doubts. Okay. You want to say yes to something. Okay. You may be feeling more motivated, more creative, more inspired, and even more confident than usual. Okay. You need to begin this thing and remove this, and I think Hermit Mode is going to help you to remove the Seven of Swords so that you can do this. Even if you don't have the full plan, even if there's all these doubts and all this, the criticism, all the naysayers, And even if you don't fully believe in it or like know what you're doing, or you don't feel that you have all the info or you don't have a plan, do it anyway. Let passion guide you. Stay focused on what matters. Okay? Your actions right now are going to turn your inspiration into real progress. Now, Two of Wands. You are ready to take charge of this goal. You are making bold choices and trusting your instincts, not listening to the naysayers or the haters. Today's the lever. Today, that one courageous act is going to just completely change your timeline. Okay? This is you doing things your way, the right way, you know? Not listening to the haters, the naysayers, and the critics, and the criticisms, and all that stuff. Okay. And I think that this is that bold, confident energy that says, everybody disagrees with me. I kind of sometimes disagree with me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a plan, but you know what? I'm doing it anyway. So get on with it, Libra. Get ready, okay? Because this is you changing your life. This is you taking your life into your own hands and saying, I'm going to do it because I believe in this. This is something that my soul wants me to do. There's an inspiration here. There's a motivation to do it. While there is doubt, that's sort of pushing back. Okay? Don't be impatient, but be strong. Okay? I kind of feel like for some of you, despite your internal doubts, you're emerging as a leader. Okay. So for some of you, this Ace of Pentacles is going to be you stepping up into a new role. A role where you're going to have to lead. And you might be doubting, questioning, I don't know if I can do this. You can and you will, and people need you to do it. Okay. So for some of you, that is the opportunity that's knocking, but the doubt, that Seven of Swords is saying, I want to take that opportunity, but I'm kind of nervous that I don't know what I'm doing, that I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I'm going to be good at it. I don't know if I can make it. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. You got to do it anyway. Okay? You got to do it. Power is going to grow when you act with courage. Your understanding, your progress, your prosperity, everything is going to change when you act with courage. Okay? And that decision, making that decision and doing it anyway, is going to change your feelings about yourself. It's going to bring new confidence into your life. All right? Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave me a comment and let me know which energy from the path of the dove is kind of resonating with you the most right now. All right? Moving over to the path of the serpent, and we see the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is, in some ways, it's kind of sometimes like a hopeless feeling. Okay? And I kind of feel like it's emotional stagnation. It's kind of like that realization that I'm kind of exhausted emotionally from just kind of like treading water, or like I'm kind of emotionally exhausted by not doing the thing that I know I need to do. It's almost like we're tired of our own excuses. You know what I mean? You're ready to walk away from something. You're ready to walk away from doubt, from hesitation, walking away from the past. Okay? You're ready to walk away from that hopeless feeling that nothing's going to change. It's going to be like this always. And this is kind of like that, I don't know if it's self-esteem, maybe in a little bit of way. Moving forward right now, moving on is power. You're packing up your wisdom. You're leaving the weight behind you, you know? Don't fear change. So a lot of you are mentally, emotionally walking away from something in the past. That's the step forward, walking away from the fear and the doubt and saying, you know what? I'm tired of not doing the thing. You know, I'm tired of being in that loop, that emotional loop of like, I want to do it, but then I end up not doing it. And it's like, I'm tired of that. Okay? Tired of, I don't know, missing opportunities maybe. So you're taking your power and you're moving forward from this. And I think that this is helping you to regain your energy and your confidence. I feel that for some of you that there is this kind of sense of loneliness. I feel like once you start walking your path, that loneliness is going to fade. It doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily get into a relationship, but it's kind of now like your path is going to become more joyous. Okay? You're letting go of guilt. You're letting go of regret. Okay? You're healing emotionally. And courage right now, the ace, the 2, and even the ace of pentacles. Courage right now means leaving what's been draining you. Look at this, the water is draining out of these cups. Something can't necessarily be patched up. We don't have enough bubble gum to patch all the holes in the boat. So your courage right now is you walking away from something that's been draining your energy away. Making you feel like you can't take that next step. For some of you, this is the idea here, is that to get your confidence back, look, to step into your true power, you have to take this step away from something that is an anchor to you. And you want to do it, you're ready to do it. I feel like you're getting ready to do it. And but you got to overcome the doubt. Mentally, you got to prepare. Emotionally, you're ready. You got to get ready in your head. Okay? Rehearse it, script it if you need to, but then do it. And you're going to feel a resurgence of your confidence and power. A new level of confidence and power, okay? So we can read this linearly if we want. And I think it tells a very important story here. Got to get away from what drains you and step into your power here. Courage, yeah. And now, the 9 of Swords, typically this is a card. All the 9s really are cards of multipliers, right? So the 9 of Swords is kind of a misery multiplier, the way I look at it. And this is in the position of your relationships. So there is some relationship for some of you. You're in a situation either with a person, with a belief, with something from the past, with a family type of thing, a work relationship or something like this. There's some kind of a relationship that you have with someone or something that seems like it's just making you feel worse every day instead of better. Okay? You got to get away from this. Okay? Some of you maybe have been feeling the weight of this. It's been manifesting as worry, as anxiety, as sleepless nights, feeling mentally exhausted. Okay? You've got to be very gentle with yourself right now. Talk to a trusted friend. You don't have to hold any of this energy in. Release the guilt, release the fear, release anything that doesn't serve your purpose anymore. And you can change the 9 of Swords into a 9 of Cups, a happiness multiplier. A relationship that you have right now is a misery multiplier. It's a relationship. It could be a person. It could be the job. It could be a thought pattern, a habit. Okay? Anxiety is going to ease when you start taking these steps forward. Breathe, write a plan, take that one step. Okay? I would work on journal. If you're having trouble sleeping, even if you feel like you're sleeping well, do some deep breathing before bed. Do some journaling before bed. See how things change for you, okay? But avoid the harsh words with yourself. Avoid the self-criticism. We need to be kind to ourselves so that we can heal. Kindness to yourself is going to cure your anxiety. And it's going to allow you to see exactly what step you need to take and what you're leaving behind. Okay? And what is the hermit doing but leaving something behind, right? Leaving something behind that we may be hesitating, we may be doubting, I don't know if it's the right move, I don't know if I should do that, I don't know if maybe I'm being too hasty or too judgmental, maybe I'm being too rash. Or the hermit's leaving it behind. Overcoming the doubt, leaving something behind that is blocking you that has been interfering with your happiness, with your confidence, maybe even with your finances, right? We could bring that Ace of Pentacles down to the financial realm. But that's the Hermit. Okay? Don't fear being alone. Yeah. Spend quiet time by yourself in order to gain clarity, to recharge and to see with clarity what the next step needs to be for you. Think deeply about what you really want to do next. Okay? Time alone right now is going to allow you to hear your own wisdom, to hear the voice of your intuition. Okay? Do some meditation, some soul searching, some contemplation. Okay? Stay off the social media for a little while. Stay away from noise. Turn down the noise, the volume on the noise, right? The signal to noise ratio. Too much noise, not enough signal. Turn down the noise. Stillness and quiet are going to lead to insight for you. Yeah. 4 of Cups seems to be the exact right next card, because this is the emotional safe space, the safe harbor, the storm shelter. This is where we can heal and where we can stabilize ourselves emotionally. First, you got to take that big, bold step. There's comfort, okay? There's a healing energy here, okay? And I think that this is the feeling of emotional safety, security, and stability. It's a 4 of Pentacles. It's saying, okay, the boat's not sinking. There are no holes in the boat. I feel comfortable now. I feel good. And it's like from here, this safe harbor, then we can rest, we can recuperate, we can renew our energy. And then we can say, now what? What am I doing next? Okay. So I feel like this is you really now emotionally prepared, mentally prepared for that next step. This is like a mental, emotional well-being from which you can leap into the next thing for you, that you can take that next step. Okay? This is the card of luxury. It's a card of comfort. Okay? And maybe saying, look, there's no parties on the boat right now, but at least the boat isn't sinking. Okay? And I think from here, you're going to take some very confident and bold moves. But first, we need this healing energy. Okay? First, it's kind of like what we need is just like normal, boring, easy, kind of, life. So I think this week it's kind of focusing on downtime, focusing on healing, getting the clarity to know exactly what the next step is that we need to make. Now, let's look at this card from a different angle. This is the comfort zone, right? Comfort is nice, but it can dull the excitement. This may be a bored and unmotivated card. This may be a card that's like, I kind of am in my emotional comfort zone where I feel safe. Well, what we have with the ace is 4 plus an ace, so 5, right? Maybe we need to shake things up. Maybe the hesitation here is saying, well, I kind of feel very comfortable in my storm cellar, my storm shelter. I feel nice in this safe harbor, even though I know that I kind of want to do the exciting thing. I kind of want to make that bold move, So I think that this week it's really like figuring out what we need to do to get out of our comfort zone. Because just because this is stable and familiar doesn't mean it's healthy for you. Again, we're kind of looking at the 3 and the 7 and the 9 and the 8, and we say that there's some situation that is just not good for you, but it's familiar. And you are, I think, ready to step beyond that. Okay? So don't ignore the good opportunity there just because it seems like it's taking you out of your comfort zone. That's what you need right now. Something new is going to refresh your heart and mind. Okay. So I like the way we're thinking of that card there, especially with that ace. We want to take that next step, but we're not sure yet because, well, what we have now is pretty comfortable. But as we see with these cards, it's not going to stay comfortable for long, and there's a deeper reason why you're hesitating to take this next step. If this is a creative step, an emotional, romantic kind of step, or it's a career thing, or it's like the new job, or whatever that needs to be. It's like you don't want to take that new job because we're comfortable in the old job, even though the real reason is because there's some kind of a fear of, I don't know, a fear of failure or a fear of being the imposter kind of thing, right? Whatever it might be. There's something deeper going on that's causing you to hesitate. We got to get out of the comfort zone. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card over here. What do we say? An Ace of Swords. Yeah. I think either that or a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles. Pretty good choice. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments downstairs. Let's see what we have. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that's a blessing. Because this is really like Spirit's giving you that divine timing. Spirit's saying, look, it's now or never. We've got to do it. You've got to get out of that false comfort zone, that false sense of security or stability with that 4 of Cups. Okay? Whatever the past thing is, the only way to heal from it is to move on, is to take that big, bold step, take advantage of the door that's opening for you. Your luck is changing. Okay? Something is surprising you now, and you don't want to hesitate. Expansion, right? Expansion and growth and prosperity with the Wheel of Fortune, with this Jupiter energy. You got to clear away all this stuff that doesn't matter, that you don't need, that isn't good for you anymore, to make space for all of this expansion. Okay? I think things have been delayed enough. I think this is divine timing. Yeah. This is your chance to break through. This is your chance to step out of the comfort zone and to take control of your fate, take control of your destiny. Don't cling to the old. Movement, new energy, building up momentum. Okay? Life is turning in your favor. You've got to be bold. You've got to take the risk. You've got to take action. You got to take that step. One step, that's all it's going to take. One small step is going to turn into the giant leap. Yeah. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Libra on Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.